Alrighty, so July 17th. We were up today, a green day, so we're up $98 on the day. Only took one trade. And this one was a little later in the day, nothing early in the morning. Pull up SPY so I can show you this. So, we've kind of been in a buying channel all day. And then early morning, we just had a lot of consolidation. Like you can see this right here, we just chopped for a whole hour or so. Sometimes we get moves a couple hours in, but nothing early in the morning. And then what was it about? My first trade, or my only trade, was at 10:43. So I was literally doing nothing. The price was literally doing nothing the entire time. But I'll show you why I did this one. So this one was the inverse head and shoulders, but also kind of a wedge. So left shoulder was right here, head right here, and then this one was, the right shoulder was a little bigger, but it's right here. This one, the price of this one was kind of consolidating a little more, so it was kind of weird, but we were still kind of in, we had this wedge forming as well. I have it drawn out on this trend line, it's right here, and then we have this trend line from right here. So after it formed, I didn't want to get in early. I wanted to wait for the break. So this trend line right up here is the neckline. So I was going to wait for this to break first. So, I wasn't honestly, I didn't think it was going to consolidate more right here. I thought this was going to be the right shoulder right here. So I was thinking about getting in early, off the EMA, but I decided to wait for the break. And I didn't have a buy order. I got in manually. So I just waited. Once I saw this wedge, and I was honestly more confident in this, and then also it just being a bigger buying channel, I was like, okay, we're going long in a buying channel. So all my indicators were kind of falling into place. So I was confident on the trade. So I took it at 10:43. So 10:43, it's gonna be right here. So literally, I was waiting, obviously you can see, right here, it broke out right here, but I was waiting for one of the candles to close and open up above the break of the neckline. So 10:43 is right here. So obviously you can see it broke out, and then I got in, and it only came down just a little bit for a second, but then it popped up. And then once it started breaking the highs, I started getting more confident, came down. So it broke this high right here. I got confident, and then it broke this high right here. So I was like, okay, this trade is looking good. So yeah, I had this trend line drawn out right here, just for a smaller buying channel inside this bigger buying channel. So yeah, and then obviously just protected the trade. Had these two trend lines right here, and then right here. And so it never broke out. It just stayed in the middle of the range, and it was a slow move up. But if I like to get 6 points. Oh, and by the way, this was actually the first day that I sized up the 5 contracts. Usually I've been trading 4, but since I had a really good week last week, I decided to do 5. So it was a good trade. Before entering, obviously all my indicators were right, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 5 contracts. So I was feeling good on this one, feeling confident, so I took it. And yeah, just a slow move up, and it never really went below the EMA, so that's a good indication to stay in the trade. But honestly, right here consolidated, it just kept me out. It just kept at 2.5, 3 points, so I wasn't really liking that. But then we pushed back up some more, and then I was actually 1 tick away from my profit target at 6 points. So I was actually after it almost hit it, and just this, you see this big red candle right here, I got really anxious. So we came up a little bit more, and so I was like, okay, I'm not feeling too, I got really anxious at this point. So I exited 3 contracts, I sold 3. And then I guess I was pretty good because it came down some more, and it was a bigger red candle. So this one came down a little more. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be in this trade anymore. So I just got out. I closed the rest of my position, And honestly, that was, yeah, it was a good play because it came down some more and touched the bottom of the buying channel. So you can see. By the way, we still have like 23 minutes left in this trading zone, or in the market. So, but yeah, I mean, I figured it was gonna be my last trade. But as you can see, it came down, touched the bottom of the buying channel, but then it just shot up. But honestly, I wouldn't like, because if I would have kept this trade, like obviously it would have reached my 6 point profit target, but it didn't reach it till like 12:17. So that would have been an hour and a half trade, which I'm not trying to sit there and watch it. So I mean, I like to keep my trades safe, so that's why I just closed out of it. You know, we're profit. You know, we got 105 on it, but after fees, it's about $99. So not upset. First 5 contract trade, we're green. So you know, I'm actually pretty happy about that. Honestly, after all this really consolidation in the morning, I wasn't expecting to take a trade, but obviously still kept my eyes on the market. Still, like, was expecting something. I wasn't bearish or bullish, honestly. I mean, if you look at like a high, like larger time frame, I don't know why my trend line just disappeared, but there we go. You see, like, there's a selling channel, and before, or I guess while I was trying to trade, like while the inverse head and shoulders was forming, it was about right here. So it was about 10:30 was right here. So honestly, we were at the top of this selling channel, so I was still a little bit nervous about that. But once I was just thinking, like, if we break out of this neckline and if we form a new high, then I'm confident that we're gonna go long, that we're gonna go higher. So that's what happened, and we're green. So yeah, that's today.